Hello, Marc. I'm so grateful to be here again with you.
As am I. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I'm just so excited to follow up with our last discussion. There's some new information coming forward. The energies have just intensified, a lot going on. We're coming in the Lionsgate portal, just so much excitement.
Yes, awesome. I'm so excited. Yes, you mentioned that you were getting more information coming in. And so the timing of it, I think you're right. We had
hmm
planned already to have this space to film. So I think they knew that and they want this said here. So I think you should share it with us all if you're cool with that.
Absolutely. This was something I would have put in a video right away, but because of our meeting, I wanted to bring it forward here. So yesterday morning, um, I reached out, my guide came through. This is my main guide, and he comes through, and it's pretty much almost like a face-to-face conversation without the faces. So it's like, it's very telepathic. Um, I've, the past few times I've worked out, I had a pain in my lower back. And sometimes I might overdo it. I do like weight training and I'll do jump training and, cardio and things like that. And it was just a very sharp pain. And I started to work with it and breathe through it, which helped it. But he came in yesterday and he showed me something which was incredible. And this actually, Andrea, feeds off of what you and I were talking about regarding the grid,
Mm,
okay, with the anchors. And
okay.
this was absolutely incredible. And when it came forward like this, I knew that this was something I had to share with you. Okay. So he told me to close my eyes. And I closed my eyes and I saw what we would see as the earth grid. Okay. I saw a matrix over my body.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's my physical body was removed and I was left with an energetic hologram of my body. It was pure energy. Okay.
Mhm.
And we would know this as our light body. Now, when our light body activates, when we get to a high enough frequency and it activates, it's pure high frequency energy. When we're working within our physical body and we're here, we're aligning our chakras, we're finding stuck energy and we're releasing it, transmuting it, right? We're raising its frequency so that our body as a whole can rise. Now,
Mhm.
when we have stuck energy, we get pain. And I closed my eyes and I saw this grid over my body. And right where that pain was, I saw what looked like an anchor, like we were talking about the other day. It was like a rod and it was red. Okay, it
Mhm.
was sticking out. And it reminded me of an acupuncture needle right in that spot. Now it was red. So he tells me to focus in my awareness on that because right away I'm thinking, okay, there's a root block, a root chakra block, and it's just manifesting here in my back
Mhm.
because we could have stuck energy in any of the chakras and that may manifest in other areas of the body because sometimes the other areas of the body have to compensate.
Mhm.
So right away my mind goes there and he says stop, just bring awareness to the red, okay, to the spot, okay. And I brought awareness to the spot, and the more I focused on it, the color of the rod started to change and it started to get lighter, okay. So what came forward next was that when we are not integrated, um, we are fragmented, just like a light goes through a prism and the frequency of the light, the colors of the light are available to be seen. So this was showing me an area in my body where there was something that was not integrated because we know when we take the colors of the spectrum together, it becomes white
Yeah.
light, okay? Like the light body when we activate pure white. And it was showing me that something was off, something was disintegrated there. So I focused in on it and um, I watched the color change. Now, as the color changed, I literally physically felt energy disperse from that spot.
I love it.
Okay. And
I
the
love,
pain went away. The
yeah.
pain went away. And this was a demonstration by my guide
Beautiful.
to show me this. So it's the same thing we're talking about with Gaia, with the grid,
Mhm.
okay, of Gaia, where we've got anchor points. We're grounding this light, this high
Mhm.
frequency energy.
Perfect.
We're
Yeah.
we're able to see in our physical body
Mm.
when we focus on it where we need to bring light to our grid, our
Yeah.
matrix. Okay. And so I took a few minutes, and this was going on for maybe 45 minutes. So I took a few minutes, I closed my eyes, and he was guiding me to focus on other areas of my body. And I was scanning my body Now it's not physical. I'm seeing like a holographic layout of it, just like a grid. And it's almost geometric patterns laid over my body. And I'm seeing these different colors.
Mm.
I'm going down my legs and my knees and things like that. And I'm stopping. Maybe there'd be an area that would be blue and I'm focusing on it and I'm bringing awareness to it until the color changes white.
Mm. I love it.
Okay.
I love
And
it.
it was absolutely incredible with the physical sensation of the energy releasing.
Yeah.
And it was just, it blew my mind. I was like, wow, because we focus on breath work and things like that, and we bring awareness to our body that way. I had never thought about really looking at the body just purely from an energetic standpoint and being available to allow your energy body to show you
Yeah.
exactly where it's off.
Absolutely love this.
And
Absolutely
it
love
was
this.
incredible.
I feel like what you did was you were in a higher space of your consciousness, because that's inevitable. You're ever
Hmm.
expanding. So you were in a higher space of your consciousness. And in that space of your consciousness, you had moved beyond the breath work space you had learned prior, and
Correct.
the other things you had learned prior to that. And now you were ready to understand this.
More landed, yes.
Yeah, so I
Hmm.
love the connection with the grid. Because we just talked about that in the
That's
last
right.
video, and we brought in the concept of how they even had the understanding of you anchor first and then you go
Hmm.
from there. And I love that connectiveness for you with this thing is, in essence, if correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be okay then for us thought process wise to see that the density can anchor itself into a space in that is having the issue in a
Hmm.
sense, to then allow us to be notified by the after effect of that anchor, because that
Yes.
really tied it together for me when you were like, it's like
To
an
take the
anchor.
wobble out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's anchoring the
Hmm.
density that needs to be seen, and then being able to focus, because we all of us are higher dimensional beings of light waking up in these
Right.
human experiences. So being able to utilize those abilities, where it's like somebody's telling you finally how to use your super suit. That's what I
You
call
got
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
use the
And
super
this,
suit.
Andrea, this is what was amazing to me. He said the physical body, and we know this, is the manifestation of the divine energy of the soul. He's saying when you focus on this hologram, this energy body of yours, that is where the physical manifests from. And the physical is constantly being remanifested many times a second. We're like flickering. Okay. And he said, if you could focus in on the energetic body and align that and close your eyes and focus on that, the symptom or the effect, okay, he used the word effect, the cause and the effect
Mhm.
is the manifestation of a body that doesn't have pain. It will just start to manifest without the pain,
I love
without the
it.
density. Okay. So we focus on the cause and
Mhm.
not the effect. The effect is the pain. The cause is the energetic imbalance within our energetic body. So we
Mhm.
focus on the cause, we balance that, then the effect is the pain goes away because the energy um, transmutes. It rises in frequency because we're bringing consciousness to it.
Yes, yes. And there's no longer the density that was feeding it, because
That's
most of the
right.
time, if the consciousness isn't feeding it, it's being fed by the thought prior to that space of consciousness,
Yes,
right?
he
which was
addressed that. Hmm.
which is what created it, which is what
That's
birthed
right.
it, and then fed it
Hmm.
until you had the moment where you were able to be conscious enough to shift it.
To bring it in, and this is I want to continue on what you just said because he was talking about that, and he said that the if we can do this throughout our day and bring awareness to this energetic aspect of us and look for these areas. And I said, do the colors mean anything? And they represent different, the chakras and really different frequencies of energy. But
Mm.
he said we don't need to worry about what's happening with the color. We need to bring awareness to the color and watch it lift, watch it change, okay? Watch it lighten up. That's all we have to do. And if we could do this throughout our day several times and scan, he said to me, he said, the subconscious will start to take over doing this
Mhm.
throughout your day. You're going to
Yep.
build new circuitry, new patterns, new habits, and the subconscious will automatically be doing these check ins throughout your day. So we don't wait till the body starts to break down.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I will attest to this. I think it's connected. You can share if it's not, please tell me. But for the last 6 months, I have what I believe experienced my body in a space where it's naturally clearing. I'm not going to
Oh
spaces.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
will experience the sensations that you would in an energy session. I'll
Okay.
experience them in the middle of the day. I'll be typing and I'll have a jolt, or I'll be doing something else and I'll experience a click
Something, a
out.
release or something, right?
It is.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then the energy just feels so fresh. And so it's just, at the beginning, when it first started happening, I thought, what is going on?
Oh
And then
yeah.
I paid attention and then I was like, oh, I'm just doing it because that's been the circuitry that has been
That's the
implemented.
pattern. Mhm.
Yeah. And I had fully, because we talk about finding the old program and then removing and then
Like,
reinstalling, right?
mhm.
So I had finally gotten to a space where the install was running fully instead of
Yes.
the in between. But so when you mentioned that it will become that way, that's what it made
Mhm.
me think of, is that the body is naturally designed to do this. It's naturally designed to do this.
We create the resistance with our thoughts to
It
the whole
is.
process. Okay. That's
It's
what happens.
fine. Yes.
But and I know you've experienced this as well. When you get really, maybe you're in tune, you're getting information, you're getting knowing coming through, and you're really high vibrational. Like I could have had maybe been sore from working out, whatever it may be, it's gone in that moment. It is gone. There is not a pain in my body. And
Mhm.
then we come back down a little bit, we get back involved with external, and the
Mhm.
pains start to creep
Oh,
back. Now he was very, and he was telling me, he said, we don't, he says, you don't need to focus on the physical body at all. This
mhm.
is energetic. If we could focus on the energy, that's the cause.
Yeah, it's
The
where it all
body's the
starts from.
effect.
The
Mhm.
body's the outside meter reader in a sense. If
Yeah,
it got to the outside, then it's been going on the inside even longer
right.
usually. But no, that is so powerful. And I feel as if like we're connecting into being able to get this to more individuals. So they can begin to do this as well. But there's
It's so easy. Yeah.
and I think we should do a short exercise for it, or either an additional video where we just
Hmm.
do a walkthrough. But one thing I want to add, you mentioned something, help me get back to that thought. You mentioned something about feeling the energy or something about the
I f-
body. And
I felt literally a physical sensation in my side of the energy release.
okay,
Physically felt it release in
yes.
my body.
And then there was a part where you talked about the, it's not about the physical, it's about the energy.
Yes, my focus on the red anchor. Okay, that like the best way to describe it was an acupuncture rod needle, I guess, because I visualized, and he told me, he said, go on your body, visualize your body, the hologram of your body. I had this grid, and go to where you see the colors, where the colors are off, where it's not white, and go to where you have pain. So I focus down here and I see it, and it's red, and I bring awareness to it and I sit with it. He says, just focus, bring consciousness to it. Okay, because these are areas that lack the flow of
Mhm.
consciousness. Okay, that's what
And
causes the
consciousness,
stuck energy.
right. Consciousness is energy. It's
That's
light,
correct. So
information, energy.
it's not flowing here. So we bring awareness to it, but I brought awareness to the energy body, to that anchor point, and I held it until the color changed. And as it changed, I felt a release physically, a physical release of energy, and the pain went away. It
Yeah.
was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And I did it really with leaving the physical body out of it. It was all energetic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt it in the physical at the end. I was able to feel the physical sensation, but I did it energetically. I wasn't focusing on this spot. I was focusing on that rod, that anchor,
Yeah.
and the color.
And this is a really important point because people are noticing, I'm getting people telling me this all the time, that it seems as if the energy they feel in their body is is way different than it used to be.
Mhm.
And they'll go through spaces where it'll be extremely intense in certain moments, like if they're in an experience with someone that they've had a million times, but for whatever reason now they're experiencing that same space and their heart feels like it's going to come out of their body or something.
Right. Mhm.
So I think it ties together, though. I think it's because this is the space in which we're learning to work the supersuit, and we're learning to know our own energy, and we're learning to learn how to be energy, because we've been human physical form. That's how we've been taught and raised and programmed. And for you to focus on the energy instead of the actual physical ailment, that's part of the training of the body.
That's right.
To go into the energy side of yourself, and that's going to help people that are having these moments where they feel intense energy, their
Right.
energy. It's going to help with that too, because
Absolutely. You're going to see where you're maybe overamped a little bit, where you're out of balance. You're going to see it. It's going to appear, and you don't need to really look for it. You just have to close your eyes and make yourself available and just do a scan, and it's going to come. You're going to see it. And it's kind of fun. Ironically, it's interesting to say that, because you could scan your body, just scan up and down, bring your awareness like we do with our breath. We bring our awareness down. I brought it down to my knees. I saw some blue. I brought it in here. I saw some blue, in my chest, and I just sat with it, and it changed color.
Yeah. It's incredibly beautiful. And we do energy work. We both do energy work. You do Reiki, I do Acasma, and this energy work we do, you see color in energy work because it's energy and it's
frequency.
Yes. And so it's pulling all of this together. And this is also connected to the new human, to the higher consciousness, to the being expanding into more of itself.
Yes.
All of these abilities, these understandings. I use this line all the time. I say higher dimensional understandings birth higher dimensional realities. It's just how it works.
That's exactly right.
You're talking about, what I'm talking about, this connectiveness of all of this is offering us and anyone else who wants to do this, because no one is limited. Everyone has the ability to do this. The ability to gain that higher dimensional reality from understanding these higher dimensional understandings. So
yeah, and the thing with my experience was that release that I felt, the physical release, was a connection up with that logical part of the brain that now can say, oh wow, okay, we did something here, and it was actually felt physically. There was an effect from it. Okay, so now the logical brain, the left brain, links in with this, and it comes on board a little bit more. It's like, okay, we need to look into this. There's something to this, right?
Every time it does that, it strengthens that neural pathway or that understanding.
That circuitry.
Yes. And so you're building the new circuits of the new human, of how it works and is. And it's just fantastic. I love this topic. So, okay, let's do this. If it's okay with you, we'll maybe come back and make another video for everybody where we could maybe walk them through, and we'll do it together. You can do it from your understandings that your guide brought to you. And I can bring in some of the Acasma consciousness, beautiful energy.
Definitely, yes.
Well, and we could offer a space where everybody could do that. I think everybody might like that.
Absolutely.
So, all right, well, we'll do that on the next one. Marc, it has been amazing connecting with you again. I'm so glad we're doing this.
Yes, me as well. So much fun.
Okay. All right. We'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Comment below, subscribe, like. We really appreciate it.
Do it all, right? Yes. We are so grateful.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you soon. Blessings, divine ones. Blessings.